Hey, what's up guys? Sean back with another video and Hoarders. I know I typically watch the My 600 Pound Life stuff because that's what I've lived, that's what I've known, but this stuff's kind of interesting too, and I want to try out some new shows, hopefully see if you guys like them. You can let me know. Somebody wanted me to watch My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding. I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff that I could check out that I think's interesting, and hopefully you do. But hoarders. Now, clearly this is some kind of mental illness, right? They're suffering from something if they're doing this to their house, just like most people that get up to that high in a weight are suffering from something internally too. So I definitely want to check this one out, and this is the one, it's a rat's nest, which sounds wild to me, so let's check it on out.
Doug collects everything. He doesn't know what he has, he doesn't know where it is, and he can't make a decision about anything, so it just keeps piling up.
It's almost like a museum when you come in to see all those things.
Why the hell would you need that? Also, I had a neighbor when I was like, I don't know, 14. She had me taking care of her cats while she was out of town, and her house was like that. You could only walk through a little path. It was crazy. She had all kinds of weird stuff in her fridge that was like 15 years old, like her child's embryo. Was it? I don't know. Whatever the sack is that's with that. Like, I can't think of the name.
I want Mom here, and I can't leave her here unless I know it's safe.
Susan, you're not running the show.
He's gonna clean it out, and then...
He's been saying that for years, Mom.
No, he's gonna do it now.
Doug's house on the beach could actually be worth in excess of $500,000, but in its current condition, it's probably worth zero.
It's a rat's nest, to be very truthful.
Buddy, I wouldn't give you $5 for a box of matches for that sucker. That house is trashed.
I do not believe that Doug is aware of the severity
Pretty
of his
eyes.
situation.
I would like to hear from him that he's sorry that he never got me a home to live in.
You're making her promises to come live with you, and yet this is what we have.
I wish you were a man.
Yeah, why? You gonna punch me out?
I mean, to be fair, you didn't look all that tough, buddy. She might take you.
I'm Doug. I live on the beach in Southern California in a mobile home, just walking distance to the water.
Hold up, a mobile home's worth $500,000 in California? We're doing it wrong over here in Maryland. I thought our stuff cost a lot. Damn. You could probably get a nice mobile house for about $50K here.
It's a pretty easy life.
But for Doug, a semi-retired salesman, the gorgeous view just a block down the road from his mobile home stands in stark contrast to the one inside it.
Look at that car. Bro, that is something out of a horror movie. You guys think he's eating that pineapple there? Because he's got to be eating some of that stuff. If not, why would he have it?
Okay. So this is my house. Been here 30 years. Had enough time to collect a few things. But I think we should start at the front of the house, and I'll show the whole enchilada.
Bro, this guy is one knick-knack away from buried alive, for real. Because that stuff could just fall over and crush him. I wouldn't, damn, I would be so dead walking through there. Because some of that stuff, I'm inevitably going to hit it. I'm a little wider than most. I could only imagine trying to navigate through that sucker at my heaviest.
So here's one interesting thing. It's
Why?
it's a puffer fish that's been blown up, and that's what they do when they get in trouble. And so they blew them up, and then the other fish can't eat them with all these spines. So there we go.
Have you guys ever seen what dolphins do to pufferfish? Because, like, sometimes they'll get stuck in their throat, but sometimes the dolphin will stick them somewhere else. It's crazy, man. Dolphins are devious, if you didn't know that.
Got the, I didn't know it had a string on it, I forgot.
Doug collects everything. He has 25 microwave ovens, books, plastic bags, old food. He has hundreds of coconut heads from Hawaii that were carved and really goofy.
I have a lot of unusual items. One of them being a pair of binoculars that are about 2.5 foot high. They must weigh about 40 pounds or something. Can't hold.
Ain't no way that's 40 pounds, but also that might be worth some actual money. But the 25 microwaves, you're just like speed running testicular cancer if you use all them suckers.
Hold it much longer than that. It's almost like a museum when you come in to see all those things. This sitting in the front window where people can see it outside and inside makes for an interesting thing. Whoops, broke the sail, I gotta fix that.
Well, there you go. There's the curse of the black mold. Forget the black pearl.
Doug is a good man. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't use cuss words. But Doug has a condition. He hoards because he can't let it go. He just can't let it go.
Okay. Here we go. It's all falling down. Like a pyramid. I don't know what was holding it up. Oh, maybe here's what was holding it up. Guess what? An African.
Oh, the elephant is holding up the pile of junk. Makes sense. But also, like, this guy's not a hoarder. He's just a collector, right?
No, elephant.
He doesn't know what he has, he doesn't know where it is, and he can't make a decision about anything, so it just keeps piling up.
This is my bedroom, which is really a guest bedroom. And I'm pretty well packed in here. My dad and me, I haven't seen that for a while. Closest I can come at the moment for remembering when I started doing the hoarding was probably when my father had passed away. We do a lot of things together, and he and I were very close.
Doug has lived with his parents his whole life.
Okay, so some form of trauma, losing his dad, probably was what made this spiral. That's typical, man. You hear the same thing with my 600-pound life all the time.
I don't think he really ever became an adult on his own or a mature person. And after his parents died, I think it even got worse because he was so dependent on them.
After my father died, I had control of myself then, and I didn't have to worry about him saying, no, you can't bring that in, and you can. And so I just started doing it. No one said no.
How many rolls of tape do you need? Is that what, like, is holding the mobile home together?
For the next 12 years, Doug's compulsive hoarding went unchecked, and he filled his home with clutter. He was free to collect anything and everything. But 10 years ago, Doug met a woman, and the situation suddenly became more complicated.
Ooh.
Susan is my first love alive. She's a wonderful person, excellent personality, excellent clothes dresser.
Clothes dresser? Okay. But how'd you bring her home? Because you had to seal the deal at some point, right? The Viagra had to kick in at some point. So what'd you bring her home and said, baby, I'm remodeling? Like, how'd that work out? How do you seal the deal if your house looks like that? I don't think most women are going to go for that.
Doug and I definitely have a chemistry, and he's very, very good to me, very good to me. And we decided to live together, but he's a hoarder. And I knew that, and I had to put up with that.
No, you didn't.
Because I love him.
But despite Doug's love for her, his preoccupation with hoarding in his home caused Susan...
Bro, that is like 12 boxes of some junky 99-cent cereal or something. More Ziploc baggies than you could probably need in a year. This dude, and then he's got so much stuff that's just looking like straight junk, which is like, I guess, pretty common on this show.
a serious injury when a pile of clutter caused her to fall.
The reason I think I fell was because there were many boxes in the kitchen. I broke my femur bone on my right leg and my ankle.
Oh, shit. I mean, that's a pretty hard bone to break, right? It's the strongest bone in your body. Or, I mean, strongest bone in some guys' bodies, but you know what I'm saying.
Of course, she had to call 911, and they tried to come rescue her, and then they couldn't get her out of the house because there was no room to get her out on a stretcher.
After a long recovery in the hospital, Susan refused to return to Doug's precariously cluttered home. But with nowhere else to go, she split her time temporarily, staying with various family members in New York.
Well, my mom definitely cannot sustain couch surfing with her children. I mean, we've already had our fill. Nobody can.
Damn, tell me you don't want her there without saying it. But also, I mean, typically, I guess there's a point where you take in your mother, right? When she gets too old and she hurt herself. But I mean, it's from his junk. It's not because she's too old to care for herself. So I could see that being a little strain on your daily life, but...
Really do it.
Now, unable to stay with her family, Doug has convinced Susan to return to California and move into a beachfront home that he's owned for more than 20 years.
I have another house just down the street, maybe 100 yards, give or take.
Damn.
And that's the one I'm going to fix up first class.
There's just one problem.
The second home is more cramped than the other one, because I can't, well, it's just plain old more cramped.
Oh my god, this guy has 2 houses full of this junk. Something is really going on in this guy's head that he probably needs extensive therapy for.
And while Susan has agreed to move in, she's never seen the inside of the beachfront home.
Surprise, honey.
Well, he never showed it to me, but it doesn't bother me at all. Our whole relationship is built on this. Trust.
With my fiance coming, for sure, I got a short deadline to work under, and I don't know how I'm going to get it done.
I just need Doug and a decent place to live.
I mean, I wouldn't trust the junk jester as far as I could throw him, but this guy's got so much crap. If you got hurt in the last house, imagine what could happen in this one if it's worse.
If I couldn't move in with Doug now, I would end our relationship and I'd go back home. And I'd probably become an old lady and die.
Damn. Pretty to the point, huh? Shark. Okay, when I went to Florida, I made a joke about hopefully I don't get ate by a shark, and somebody said the shark will get diabetes. I wish I would have thought of that one. That was a good one, man.
For Southern California native Doug, outward appearances are essential if he's to keep the hoard inside his home a secret.
I don't dress in any manner that looks like I'd be a hoarder. My clothes aren't torn, they aren't hanging out. I mean, everything is in a relatively neat position, so.
They're hanging,
the word
though.
hoarder doesn't bother me because the people don't call me that, because they don't know that. So what they don't know don't hurt them.
Right, you're good at hiding it, but also, I mean, you barely have room for a bed, so there ain't much boom boom going on in the boom boom room, unless it's stuff falling on your head, but...
But the dangers of his hoard could no longer be dismissed after his fiancée, Susan, suffered a painful fall caused by the mounting clutter.
After that, I really couldn't go back to Doug because there was no place for me to sleep or walk.
Damn.
As a last resort, Susan's daughter, Suzanne, allowed her mother to move in with her, but only during the recovery period. Now, Susan has no choice but to take Doug up on his offer. One that would allow her to stay at his second house, a beachfront property just a block away.
Uh-oh.
Today, Susan and her daughter, Suzanne, will see the inside of Doug's second home for the first time.
Oh, baby, are you in for a surprise today? We are junk rich.
I definitely want to make sure it's okay before I leave her. I know they're very much in love, but I'm apprehensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good to see you.
Get a room.
Did you see her walking and everything? Isn't that great?
Yeah, she losing in the weighties.
She did. She lost.
So did I.
Yeah.
Can we go in now?
Yes, let's
Okay.
go do it.
Let's go, Mom.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Can you get there, Mom?
Honey, we're home.
Oh my gosh.
It's filthy. Oh my God. I don't know if you can get in there, Mom. This is terrible. When I went into Doug's house, the first thing that really hit me was the odor. It was so musty and stinky.
Okay, but did you see how many microwaves we have? Because we're set.
I knew it was bad, but then when I saw it, it was really bad. Wow.
You've never seen this before, right?
No.
What
You
are
never let me come in here.
Why? What are you saving all this for? Like,
You may ask that question of every item here, and I don't have answers for those.
It's our retirement fund. God.
this is terrible.
My daughter Suzanne got very emotional, and she just couldn't believe it. She was shocked.
It's mind-blowing, and there's no possible way that Mom can stay here. There's no possible way she can live in this mess. This is disgusting. There's no space. It's dirty. It's filthy. It's unhealthy. I don't understand why anybody would want to collect all this stuff.
Yeah, we aren't going to
Watch your mouth, lady. This is your damn inheritance you're talking about.
discuss the whole story here, okay?
If she's going to live with you, I got to know.
But
I'm not going to let her.
She has to make the decision for you.
Yeah. He's going to clean it out, and then
He's been saying that for years, Mom.
no, he's going to do it now.
Susan, you're not running the show.
Running any show, Doug,
well,
look,
you're
I brought
asking-
Mom here to live
if
with
we-
you, and is this going to continue on? Is it
I don't think she's trying to run the show. She's just trying to work backstage and make sure her mom's all right.
going to continue? Or
No,
can I
it's not
trust?
gonna-
I'm not
Wait a
going
minute,
to
can
get
I
into
trust?
discussions with you now.
All right, well, I brought Mom here, and I can't leave her here unless I know it's safe.
Good, you're going to stay
And
here.
this is not safe.
Well,
Look at the pile.
Okay, you said that
It's
half a
up to the
dozen times.
ceiling.
Do you want to stop that, or do you want to keep it going?
Doug,
you're getting
you know
into a
what?
big argument
Please,
here.
please.
It's enough.
Suzanne.
That's enough. She just had a remark on everything and everything about it, and she just wouldn't stop. She just kept going, going, going.
I can't get over what you've collected here.
Don't go
What's here?
through it. I'm asking you to stop.
Well, you can look at everything's
left her
chewed
at
up by
home.
rodents. What the?
I mean, you might find some long-lost treasure in that sucker. He's got to have something that's valuable. Imagine if somebody broke in there to steal some stuff. Boy, they're going to have a hell of a time trying to find anything but used rubbers and Ziploc bags.
The heck?
She doesn't know when to shut up.
Oh my God!
Can you shut her up?
No, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
come
tell
look
her
back
off.
here. Some
No,
more.
don't tell her off. Doug, she's shocked. She's shocked, as anybody would be.
That's fine.
There's just these tiny little pathways going there. That's why my mom could never even go in there. She couldn't even go through a pathway. It's not wide enough for her. It's just amazing, unbelievable mess. Oh my God. There's no way that they can live in here. No way on earth.
But you just pack the stuff down. You'll find a spot to sleep eventually. I mean, you could share a bed with a rat, but at least you'll know you won't be cold. They'll cuddle up.
Oh my God. Look at this. What on earth? What would he want with all that?
Just cool it.
I'm cooling it.
I'm asking her to cool it. She wants you to cool it.
It's filthy. I can't let my mom live here like this.
You shouldn't have come with us, I guess. I thought maybe it'd help, but you're
I'm trying to help, but Doug, this is
helping
absolutely
yourself. You're not helping us.
this is absurd.
We got a plan where the plan is under control, and you're just trying to break it up.
Okay,
I don't know who she's trying to impress, and she just keep going, going, and going. After a while, it gets on the nerves pretty bad.
Buddy, I don't think she's trying to impress anybody. I think she's telling you off, and I think you need to hear it.
God, I can't believe her. I'm sorry she acts that way.
Look, you know what? I think if you brought anybody else in there, they would say the same thing, Doug. Oh my God, it's a home. It's not a garage. It's a home.
We know that. We knew that for years.
Yeah, but I was never in there.
Yeah, but I explained it to you.
I cannot leave my mom here. I know we've been through this several times, but it's too dangerous for her, and I will have to find home care for her. She won't like it. She'll hate me forever, but it is beyond living conditions. No one should live like that, no one.
I don't think she would hate you forever, but she's definitely going to be pissed at first. But I think it's better than leaving her there and getting a phone call that your mom was crushed by a bunch of damn coconuts one day.
I've taken care of Mom. All this time that she's had this out where we live, she's missed you so much, wants to live with you, and yet you have still not prepared a home for her.
You're just talking to your own self. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm talking to you as
I don't hear you.
Your girlfriend, your fiance's daughter.
I don't hear you. You understand?
You don't have a choice. This is my mother. I'm responsible for her. You are not married to her. You may be engaged to her, but you are not married to her. And you're making her promises to come live with you, and yet this is what we have. You had years to do this. You had since February to do this. You could have started this in February.
I wish you were a man.
Yeah, why? You gonna punch me out?
I don't think that's the right response from him. And why are you so mad someone's telling you what you need to hear? Like, this is all stuff that people need to hear sometimes. You can't just have everyone just tell you what you want to hear all the time. You'll never get anywhere that way.
You could have cleaned one room out for Mom to sleep in, and you didn't. And she had to stay in that nursing home an extra month, and then she had to come and be rescued by her children and been brought to New York. Because you didn't even clean one room out for her.
For compulsive hoarder Doug, the long-awaited return of his fiancée, Susan, was bittersweet. Once she saw the condition of the beachfront home they planned to move into.
She was disappointed in seeing that there was that much stuff.
Okay, well look, I think everybody needs to calm down. I saw a board game called Corky. Why don't we get that out, have a little fun, and then everybody come back with cooler minds, okay?
She says it's got a lot of work to do.
And I looked at it and I knew right away, this is his affliction. This is his affliction.
I know he keeps promising to her they're gonna move in, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. And I've had to put things aside on hold until I can take care of this emergency situation.
I mean, it's pretty damn bad.
Concerned for her mother's safety, Suzanne reported the massive hoards in both mobile homes to his property manager, Dick Basir.
Uh-oh.
We have worked with Doug probably over 20 years, and it's been a similar type activity in the management of mobile home communities.
I mean, he's definitely screwed, right? Because that's a fire hazard. Because if that place goes up, half the trailer park's getting burnt down for sure on that one.
We basically can control the exteriors of the homes, but when we find that the interior has become uninhabitable and or a potential fire hazard for its neighbors, then we try and get involved. So we need to figure out what we can do for Doug in resolving his problems.
Burn it.
All's well, what's a good word?
Well, not much, just trying to stay out of trouble. How about yourself?
Well, trying.
Trying, huh?
Not making it. I have no issues that I can think of as far as the mobile home park goes. And then Suzanne comes in again and doesn't know when to shut up.
Do you understand that housing community development, if we don't get this resolved, HCD will be called in, and you know, if they redline your house, you might have to actually have this house pulled out. And I don't want to get, and that's why I don't want to get there. So I just want to make sure it's safe for you and your neighbors, all right?
Yeah, I mean, good luck pulling that sucker out, because you better have a couple semis on that job, because that trash is going to weigh a lot. And also, I find it hard to believe that nobody knew that this kind of stuff was going on. You saw this guy carrying in Yahtzee and 15 different VHSs a day for 20 years. Figure it out, buddy.
Do you mind if I take a look inside your house?
Come on in.
In the past, Doug has never let me inside the house. In fact, he's met me at the door on a couple of occasions, and then we've only been able to deal with exterior issues.
Wonder why.
I've had complaints from other residents periodically over the years, and that I should try and get involved inside of the condition of the house. Okay, Doug, let's go see what we got here.
Okay. Well, they want you to turn left first or right?
Oh, wow.
I mean, I think the only way to go is straight. I don't see a left or a right here, buddy. I don't know where you're seeing past that, but I don't see them.
Wow. I can see why your neighbors have been a little concerned. Wow, you don't smoke, do you?
Hey, a bike.
Wow.
I didn't like it that the property manager went inside, and I know that he's powerful. He could even kick me out of the park under certain circumstances.
You know, this looks like it's a rat's nest, to be very truthful.
Okay, I'm not going to make any issues with you.
Because I see some bottles and oil and stuff.
Propane, buddy, you are just trying. Oh my God, this is definitely a fire hazard. Look at all this flammable stuff in here.
The problem you're faced with is a bunch of these chemicals you can't even buy now off the shelf because of the toxics are in it. I'm seeing leakage on the floor here, right?
Yeah.
That's gone down under the house. That's going to create a problem. Doug's an interesting person. Nice enough guy, paid his rent on time, but he's got me in a really awkward position. I don't even think he understands what the cost is that he would be incurring to try and rebuild that house. You got a little of everything, don't you, Doug?
Yeah.
Do they even make yellow pages anymore? Because I just saw about 15 of those suckers.
Wow. I mean, it's an accident waiting to happen. It honestly is an accident waiting to happen, and you don't know what could trigger it off. If you look over here, look at all of the termite damage.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Doug's house on the beach could actually be worth in excess of $500,000, but in its current condition, it's probably worth zero. It's a horrible, horrible situation.
I'll give you 5 VHSs I bought at Goodwill the other day because I thought they were worth more money.
What are you going to do with all this stuff?
It's all going out and then gets sorted, and then it goes, I got another storage place.
You're not taking this stuff over to Space 156?
No.
The hoarding issue is the main issue here, okay? Until he deals with that, he can't even get on to what he wants to do, to have the ability to bring his girlfriend to live with him and stuff. I don't see how he could ask her to move in there, personally. It just, I don't know. If you want me to work...
Home is where the heart is, buddy. They're in love, damn it. Just let them live together. God.
Work with you, okay, and not like call in HCD. I need you to get on this, and I need you to make some decisions that are for you and your girlfriend, okay?
Yes, right.
All right, and I think that's what she wants too.
Yes.
From my understanding, and I think that's what you want.
Yes.
Because you've always told me what she means to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got to work toward a common goal.
Right.
He had no clue. No clue. Wow.
I mean, it's pretty funny that you told your girlfriend's daughter, I wish you were a man, but when a man talked to you, you didn't have a damn thing to say, buddy. You backed down pretty quick.
Yourself. If he doesn't start cleaning this up, we are going to call in Housing Community Development and request that they red tag the house and condemn the house, and we will then start proceedings to have the house removed from the park. Effective immediately.
I'm shocked they just don't do it off the bat.
The declining conditions of Doug's 2 mobile homes
Hey,
has put his
waffles.
life in a tailspin. Now that his fiancée refuses to move in with him, and his property manager has threatened a condemnation unless an immediate clean-out begins.
Batteries? How old are those damn things? Also, you could tell that I used to be really way much more fatter because all I'm seeing is the food stuff that's in here. Making me kind of hungry thinking about them waffles, but I'm on a diet.
I want my future to look as though Doug and I would be sitting on the porch reading the Sunday paper. But I cannot live the way he lives. It would have to be a whole new change for him.
Hoarding is preventing Susan from coming back and living with me in the home. So I got to keep at it, show progress, and I think that'll make everybody happy in the long run.
To help jumpstart the process, Doug has enlisted the professional guidance of family therapist Liza Reed.
Ooh, she'll get you up and moving quicker, huh, buddy?
I know that the relationship between Doug and Susan right now is somewhat strained.
Welcome to my home.
Thank you. What I hope to accomplish is to have him see how his actions have brought him to this point so that we can keep it from happening again. So what room is this here? Is this the kitchen?
Yeah, kitchen,
Okay.
my guest bathroom there.
Okay.
And a big guest bedroom right behind it.
You know, this guy probably has like the strongest immune system on earth, because all this stuff that he's breathing in and constantly around is going to make him way stronger than ours.
This is the dining room here and the living room.
Right. The condition of his house tells me a few things. First of all, it tells me that he's been doing this a very long time and he's not going through these items whatsoever. And it also tells me that his quality of life has got to be pretty low at this point. What are these tapes of?
When my dad passed away, I guess I had a lot of extra time, so I started recording movies. I think they're mostly all movies.
Okay.
And
I used to do that when I was a kid. Every day I would record the new Pokemon episode.
I got the tapes cheap, at the garage sales, and then I'd make them, redo them myself with my own recorder.
Do you have a VHS player
Yes,
to be
right.
able to watch them?
Yeah, right here. In fact, there's 3 of them, I guess, here.
Oh, but not hooked up to a television, so you wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to watch these?
Yeah, I could play them back. I haven't done it for many years, but yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
It's been so many years, I'm trying to remember what's really in here. I think this is just more or less bed equipment or something in here, because the beds are still there, the headstands are still there.
You've got one bed that's half usable, and you got enough comforters to friggin' have your own hotel.
I do not believe that Doug is aware of the severity of his situation. So I wanted to pull out a few items and just see how difficult or how easy it was for Doug to get rid of these items. So I want you to hold this and picture that you are going to be getting rid of this, that you're going to be giving this away and taking this out of the beach home. This will not be going into your beach home. How do you feel about that?
No good, because it was bought for the purpose of at the beach home, so now we're destroying the beach home. I don't like that.
So getting rid of this one hippo feels like it's destroying the whole beach house?
I didn't say that. I just said this particular item. There's other items, there are other animals like that fall in the same category.
I mean, that's pretty much exactly what you said. You're destroying the beach home. And this just goes to show, like, the mental struggles that are involved with this. It's kind of sad to see. Because this guy, I mean, granted, he probably has all kind of personality flaws or whatever, but nobody deserves to live like that.
Okay, so what if we got rid of both of these then?
And I'd feel twice as bad.
Okay. And it's okay to feel bad, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't allow it if I had any choice on it.
Okay, so there's going to be a lot of decisions that you have to make as
That's
far as
true.
what goes into your beach home.
Right.
Your home with Susan, right? Do you mind if I hold this?
No.
Okay. We first have to start getting rid of things to have any sort of room for Susan to move in, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of things that feel very important that we're going to have to get rid of.
Maybe. We don't know until we go through this stuff.
All right, Susan, I'll see you next year because this ain't going too damn well.
It could be 10%, it could be 50%. We don't know that till we see the items. Doing therapy, I'm not too impressed with being involved with it because I think I have myself under control. I'm on my own track. I don't think I need any help.
For Susan to get in there with a walker, it's going to have to be much more than 50%.
If she can walk into a spot, see, the original plan was...
Doug, let me say that one more time, okay?
I mean, I just plan to, like, strap VHSs to her feet and let her, like, skate across all the stuff.
I want you to really hear this. For Susan, the person you love the most, to get into that beach home with you, you're going to have to get rid of much more than 50%.
Doug's hoarding is greatly affecting his relationship with Susan. I think that if he were to become aware and allow himself to see and really know how severe this is, he would not be able to manage the emotions that come up.
I mean, he's probably hiding all kinds of emotions with all this junk. A lot of people do that, I think.
To put her theory to the test, Liza has requested Doug's fiancée, Susan, and her daughter Suzanne, to participate in group therapy to better illustrate the impact the hoarding has had on each of their lives.
I've never had therapy with Doug. And I think that Doug understands that this is his responsibility. And that's why when this chance came for him, that he agreed to it.
I mean, group therapy's probably good. You could work through some things, get some things figured out. It's probably a net positive, you know.
Thank you guys for coming. I wanted to talk to you just a little bit to see how this is all affecting you, about how the hoard is affecting you and how that's going to be and what you're a little bit maybe nervous about.
I'm here to see that she gets some kind of life. She loves him, and I feel for her and him. I know they love each other, but right now they can't be together because there's no home for them to live in together.
Well, it seems like maybe you're feeling that he's not taking responsibility for where your mom is at now.
I think he's really evading the whole issue that she doesn't have a home to live in. He's evading that.
I mean, he's probably evaded his feelings his whole life through just collecting things, because he gets that tiny little bit of feel-good every time he gets a new VHS, or a new zebra figurine, or a new board game, and he just kind of puts off dealing with anything that's tough for him. At least that's what I would think is going on here.
He put her in that situation while she was in the hospital.
Is it hard for you knowing that in a big way you have put Susan in this situation where she doesn't have a safe home?
Did I entirely put it, or what? How much did I put her in a situation?
It was really difficult to get Doug during therapy to show any sort of emotion, much less make a breakthrough to kind of understand how and why this is happening in his life. Susan, why don't you go ahead and tell him what you would like to hear from him?
I would like to hear from him that he's sorry that he never got me a home to live in.
That's probably the part that's bugging her the most, because if she could have got out of that rehab center a whole month earlier, if he would have cleaned that stuff up, but if he didn't clean it up in 20 years, nothing, unless something seriously dramatic like losing the home's going to happen. But I would think trying to get your girlfriend back would be pretty serious too. But clearly he just didn't care that much about it.
And then I had to wait so long.
Did
And then I loved him all that time.
And it tortures the kids too, because she didn't have a home, and that tortured us. We couldn't stand it.
I think Doug probably has pushed quite a few people away. And if he pushes Susan away, like he's very good at doing, it's going to leave him with nobody. Are you
concerned that you won't have a safe place for her to move into?
I believe I will have a safe place, yeah. I see. Can you think of anything that isn't safe at the moment?
Okay.
Buddy, I could think about 150 safety protocols that are broken right here. Not any of them being probably more dangerous than all the flammable stuff you got laying around and all that stuff up against the electrical sockets. That place will go up real quick.
It seems like it's really difficult for you to grasp the idea that Susan may not be able to live in this home.
Okay, let's say
within a
she
week.
can't. We'll go to a motel, hotel for a week, if that's the worst case.
I think this is really an important part of moving forward, which we all want to do, is tell me what the consequence will be if Doug continues to hoard.
I would have to leave because I can't do this anymore.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we both agreed to that many times.
It's pretty amazing that she's been here this long. I mean, she broke her damn leg on stuff falling on her. That's scary, man, because what if it didn't hit her leg? What if it hit her right in the head and she was just bye-bye? Like...
Closed subject for us.
I don't know if Doug understands how challenging it's going to be to clean up his house, but he's certainly not vocalizing that this is going to be a feat if he doesn't clean up his house. He could be evicted. He could even lose the woman that he loves.
Junk King.
My life.
Alright, buddy, let's get to work. You're about to lose a couple zebra and elephant figurines, but that is not going to ruin the entire beach house. But we need to get you and your lady together, okay? Let's just get through this.
For the next few weeks is going to be hell because I got a lot of work to do that wasn't done because of the circumstances. So the biggest problem I have at the moment is how fast I can clean the house out. Because I can handle it physically, but I can't control time. I just have to keep working.
Can you, though?
Thanks, everybody, for coming out. We're here today to support Doug and to support Susan and get their house cleaned up and ready to move in so they can be in their beach house.
Doug has little time to clean out his beachfront home as he tries to create a safe living place for his fiancée, Susan.
Difficult process with a lot of...
With a team of therapists, organizers, and haulers on site, it's his one and only chance to clear decades of useless clutter.
Feel free to come.
I mean, you got a hell of a crew right there. If anybody could knock that out in a few days, it would be that many people. But it's going to be all of you, like, working, like, your fingers to the bone to get through all that stuff. That's a lot of junk.
All right, so everybody, of course, we're going to use utmost respect in their home, and we've got a lot of work to do. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Ooh, wait. Man, can you guys believe this? I don't think we've ever seen anything this bad.
I'm coming into a situation that is very interesting and pretty tense. We have...
Oh, baby, you are about to earn every dollar you get today because you about to organize the hell out of some board games. And that, I mean, considering it's just a trailer and he's got it loaded down, I'm surprised that sucker ain't sink into some kind of, like, sinkhole or something. Because they're in California, right? You guys get a bunch of earthquakes and stuff, so...
A lot of work ahead of us, but I do think that Doug wants to get things done because the end result is having Susan by his side.
The empty boxes we'll put over on the other side because we'll have stuff to put in them probably. So we can always throw them away at the end.
Found a needle over there. Hey guys, be careful around here. We got hypodermic needles.
I'm not looking for gorgeous.
Ooh.
I'm just looking for a comfortable spot.
Fun. It just turned into a treasure hunt for needles. Sounds like they're in Kensington.
That's all.
While the haulers start to create some space inside the home, Doug makes certain that nothing is discarded without his approval.
Now the grinder I keep. What's in here? Anything important here? What is this? That's no good.
Oh, no, you did not. You just threw away a VHS machine. You know how much them suckers are worth? At least $2, man. That's crazy.
It's usually mold.
Well, can it be worse?
The amount of stuff coming out is unbelievable. I can't imagine how this is going to possibly get done because there's so much stuff coming out.
That's not good.
Great. Look at you go.
When in doubt, throw it out.
I'm gonna time you, because this is amazing how fast you're going.
I mean, the fact that he's going through a trash can that's full of trash and throwing it out, I mean, I know you got to give him a pat on the back to encourage him, but he's still looking for stuff to keep in the trash can that's full of trash.
Doug seems to be feeling good, I think because he feels like he's somewhat managing this.
We want everything to come out this door instead of the back door.
Okay, that's fine.
Back door gets lost. And,
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
He's still able to keep his emotions in check and to manage all the things that are happening around him. So I think he's feeling pretty good at that point.
You threw away the cheese pack to the mac and cheese? Now what the hell are we gonna do?
Here. All right. Did we look at this thing? I haven't looked at it. What else is in there I haven't looked at?
Oh, it's just what's wrong.
After discovering several key items in the dumpster, Doug begins to suspect the haulers are making crucial decisions without his consent.
I didn't decide on that tree. What's this wood thing down here? The haulers took out things that I didn't get a chance to look at. I was very disappointed in that. I wouldn't let it happen again until I can have full control. These are
Yeah, you know, we can't live without the Krusty Krab thing. And also, what are those? Some kind of wooden shoes? I don't know. I think that's something cultural, but you're not going to get to look through every single little thing in here, buddy. Some of the stuff's just got to go. If it's trash or if it's ruined, it's got to go.
Carved. They're very beautiful things for making, for serving your salad and so forth.
So Doug is starting to panic, going through every single item and really slowing down the process.
What is this? It all looked like it was a haul-away day and not a day for saving things in any way. Susan, this is a walk-in file cabinet. In our lawsuit and so forth, we got a lot of records to take. Do we put them in here?
No.
And that's what it's for. I wanted to keep it, but what do you think?
I don't want it. We have.
Well, you don't want it, but what do we need it?
No.
You just asked her damn opinion. She said toss it. You said, well, you don't want it. If you were going to make the final say-so, why even ask? And also, I mean, come on, dude. Do you want to take this lady, do you want to take her home or what? You trying to go to Pound Town or not? Because you're going to be on the street trying to go to Pound Town eventually, and it ain't going to be as much fun in a tent.
I don't think so.
What are we going to carry our records in?
We're not going to carry it in there, that's for sure.
Doug's antics are really affecting the progress of the day by keeping us from really getting the work done. He wants to focus on little detailed things instead of seeing the big picture.
What are we going to carry then?
It's old and it smells, and all the papers are going to stink. No.
You can let that air out and nothing.
No. I'm going to tell you something. He was very upset because he's probably been collecting for 30 years. And to see it almost all go down the drain in 8 hours is exhausting.
I mean, they're cleaning this house out, or this trailer out at record speed. Usually it takes a few days, I think. I don't know. I don't watch too many of these, but I've seen houses worse than this one. But this is pretty quick as fast as they're moving.
And it's a waste for him. It's a waste. No.
You're trying to talk her into it, and she's saying no.
Don't get me in this situation. We're going to be here all day if you do that.
Yeah, this is simple. She said no, so let's...
And I don't need your opinion.
It's all penises.
Come on. Get off of it.
With Doug struggling to expedite the cleanout, Suzanne takes a more hands-on approach to the situation.
Is that truck?
I want my mom to be settled before I go. And if it's not done today, it means I can't go home.
Alright, good daughter, looking out for her mother. But I don't think Doug is a big fan of you. But he doesn't have to be, right? You're just worried about your mom, so...
If there was anything important, they wouldn't put it in there.
You don't, that's wrong what you're saying. Completely wrong. Adios. I don't need to argue with you. I got enough people to talk to. The biggest interruption I had which really disappointed me terribly, is when Suzanne got involved with it. Okay, these are saleable items, I guess. Yeah, they haven't been...
You know what, Doug? I just want you to look.
Are you still here?
I just want you to look. There's all rodent poop in there. No child is going to want to play with a toy that has had mouse poop all over it.
Are you still here?
Oh no, buddy. Why are you so nasty to her? She's the only one coming in here with a reasonable mind who's telling you what you need to hear. I understand it's hard to hear some things you don't want to hear sometimes. But just take the advice and keep moving, man.
It's very deadly.
Are you taking up my time and everybody else's time?
Yeah.
Doug really expressed a desire to have Suzanne out of the situation. However, Suzanne is already in the situation whether he likes it or not. She's taking care of her mom, and therefore it directly affects her.
Doug, these are like 10-cent items.
We aren't
these
here.
These are things that are gonna, these are tripping you up now. Throw it in the trash, let's go to the next thing. Come on.
We're not here to argue, and I'm not...
No, you don't want to waste your life on some plastic
Somebody's got to
garbage.
stop her. Please leave.
Okay, I'll leave you. Put that
Please leave. No, you're not making an ultimatum. I can't believe you have enough guts to do that.
Oh, well, earlier it was if you were a man, and now you're sitting here cussing, oh, she's taking my things. I'm so sad. Just throw the come on, man. Throw it away. It's time to get moving. Like, you already wasted an extra month where her mother was in rehab because you couldn't bring her home.
Doug is totally avoiding the real problem here. He's been promising Mom a nice home to move into, but it's just going to stay this way for the rest of their lives.
Uh-oh. But that's a quick way to get him to backtrack.
Okay. All right, that's our papers. Okay, you want this bowl?
Yeah, this in here for sure.
8 weeks ago, compulsive hoarder Doug set out to clear 30 years worth of clutter from 2 separate mobile homes. A task far greater than he had originally anticipated, even with the help of a second professional organizer, Yves Briere.
Over the last couple of months, I did a fair job for the amount of time I got, but all those months weren't that long as far as getting the stuff out of the house that
that's the after? I thought they were supposed to take stuff out. Is that not how this show works? They just leave everything in? Because that don't look like progress.
I had to keep. So it's been a major project for quite a while to get that all done.
Okay, great. We're gonna go ahead and head over to the beach house and see how they're doing over there.
Wonderful. Sounds good to me.
All right, let's go.
The work that I did at the beach house was my first project, and it's been a long, hard job for me. And it's been heck. You know, the property managers told me if I didn't get it cleaned out properly within their time limit.
Oh shit, it's livable. I mean, I wouldn't live in that sucker, but it's livable. You could get her, well no, she's still gonna trip on some of that stuff. That's still dangerous for somebody that's in their elder years with mobility issues. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's a little bit better than what we were working with at least, right?
They'd haul it off is what it amounted to, so.
The decades of hoarding has left conditions inside Doug's beachfront home beyond repair.
Oh, son of a, they took my damn Egos. Also, where's my board games, man? We're never gonna play Monopoly again. This is messed up.
And with the clutter still largely untouched in his other mobile home, Doug's property manager, Dick Bessier, has come today with a rather drastic solution.
Hanging in there? Well, it looks like you are. It looks like we're finally getting to a resolution today.
Amen.
Well, so I think it's a blessing in disguise. I think you're going to be really, really happy with the final results. But again, I know it's been really, really tough on you. And bottom line, the haul-away day turned out to not be very successful. We have been trying to work with Doug off and on various pieces of the puzzle, to put it bluntly, and trying to keep the process going of him removing stuff from the houses.
Wait, so he's got to get out of the trailer park? I thought he was still going to be able to stay there if he cleared it out. Granted, the second one, that one's still full of crap. That sucker's got to go.
I think you and your fiance are gonna really enjoy. And what I brought with me today is a couple of things just to show you what we're gonna end up with for you. What we put on the table to Doug is if he would release both spaces to us and sign the houses over to us, that we would have the houses removed and we would put a brand new home on one of the spaces and give it to him free and clear. I think what'll happen, you know, when you see this in place, that your girlfriend or your fiance is going to want to marry you tomorrow. So, you know, all this pain and suffering you've gone through to get to this point is actually going to be really, really worth it.
Susan.
Well, that seems pretty nice, right? But when it's a trailer, you rent the space you're on top of, is at least my understanding. So, no, it's still probably a fair trade, because if he's renting the space, he doesn't own it, that would be fine. The 2 trailers for one new, like, good shape one, and then the trailer park gets to rent out the other space to somebody else with a nice trailer. So it's probably a win-win, right?
Is having some medical problems that it's keeping her from coming today because she was looking very forward to doing that. She's relying on me to take pictures to show her.
So I'll leave this stuff with you so you can show it to your fiance.
Right, wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I guess we both get to say goodbye to your home for the last how many years?
30.
For the last 30 years. But I think, you know, when you see the new house roll in, you're just going to be in awe.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what it looks like, yeah.
I think it will be.
I agree.
Okay?
Yes, amen.
Bottom line, everybody's going to benefit out of this, I think.
It's a win-win.
That's what I was thinking. But also with trailers, isn't 30 years a pretty long time for one trailer? Because I'm pretty sure it's hard to get like homeowners insurance or anything on them because they just kind of fall apart after a while.
I think so too, I really do.
To see the house dismantled and pulled out is not a big problem for me now because I got past that deal and it's, I don't want to see it anymore. Once you decide that you're going a different path, you give up all the old stuff and forget it. I've got over a lot of the hoarding deal, we'll call it, and my fiancée Susan is super delighted on what's coming up around the corner here. Getting a new home is a blessing.
Alright, well at least we finally got somewhere with this one. He didn't exactly clear it out. I know a lot of these, I'm pretty sure there's better episodes of Hoarders than this one. But I just kind of picked one to see what you guys would think about it, so if you guys like seeing these episodes too, just let me know, leave a comment, like, whatever, and I'll keep doing them. But I definitely want to check out some other stuff. I can't just watch My 600 Pound Life forever, even though I enjoy them, you guys enjoy them. We could check out other stuff too, right? Alright, so I'll see you guys. Peace.